So here I am at the Bishop Park, another one of my favorite places on earth. So today I want to talk about why do nature-based homeschool math studies, unit studies. Let me tell you a story. When I was an 8-year-old girl, I was failing miserably in early elementary school. There were a number of reasons why, but mainly because I was being raised by a single mother that had mental illness and really couldn't attend to my needs. So I was basically raising myself, taking care of my own emotional needs, and that included in school. So I really didn't pay attention in school. I preferred playing hooky and spending the day at the park and visiting potential new friends in the neighborhood. Real life learning is what I preferred as a girl. It was my natural go-to education, self-education. So I was handed a math paper, back a math paper, homework, assumably, from my second grade teacher, filled with red X's. And my heart just sank. It sunk. Sunk. And I just froze. I was like a deer in headlights. I went home, and that weekend I had an epiphany. I sat down at the kitchen table. I gathered some art supplies, some paper, scissors, crayons, and I started cutting out these little miniature books. And in previous weeks, I had been over to visit my grandparents' house where my dad lived, and I was introduced to Jacques Cousteau's marine biology hardback books. I've been introduced to some pretty amazing topics over the years with old hardbacks from the 60s. So I thumbed through his marine biology hardback collection and became inspired by what I saw. I saw marine life, deep sea creatures. I saw men with scuba gear, which had been invented by Jacques Cousteau and his team. And my imagination came alive about marine life. So that day, when I was an 8-year-old girl, having received all those X's on my papers, just having no inspiration for math, suddenly had an epiphany. And I cut out these little tiny booklets, just these little tiny pieces of paper, and then I taped them together. I still have them in my camper van. And I drew little pictures of marine life. Whales, jellyfish, even a little mermaid is in there. It's really cute. And then I wrote little math problems inside of the animals and beneath them. Like just a variety of addition, subtraction, division, the same problems I was failing in school. And I just wrote them out, and I created my very first curriculum. I was a curriculum writer at age 8. And yeah, it was just really awesome. And it was actually a unit study. I was creating a unit study. I was combining something I was passionate about, marine life, and I was adding math to it, to bring it alive, to make math alive. So I continued to struggle through school until I was put into foster care and had a more stable guardian situation. And I improved in school with the stability. But, I struggled off and on with paying attention in school. So years later, when it was time for my college education, I found myself creating unit studies without even knowing what they were. Like, I just found this fascination with connecting real life learning, pulling in math, history, literature, just all of the subjects, and bringing them together so that you're learning them all at once instead of divided and wasting all this time. Now, I realize divided subjects can have their use and their importance, when you want to hyper-focus on one thing and learn it well. But really, unit studies are the natural way of learning, and kids love them. And it's the perfect bridge between traditional education and radical unschooling. Because with unit studies, you listen to your child, talk to them. What do they want to learn about? And in my online program, I start with a nature-based program, and I connect math and science with the rest of the subjects. Why nature connection first? Because globally, we are not putting nature first, and we are wasting up our resources like there's no tomorrow. So if we can start when children are really young, teach them how to pick up the trash. Pick up the trash off the ground, put it in the trash can. Like, there's not enough people that seem to know that basic concept. I'm amazed. Okay? But like teaching young children to care for the earth, like the indigenous people, learning what plants to eat and what can be used for medicine instead of letting pharmaceuticals take over our health. Like, they have so much wisdom to share with us, and that's the kind of thing that is awesome to have in a unit study, is to relearn that ancient wisdom that our ancestors had on how to stay healthy and live longer and happier lives. All right, so grab my unit study planner. It's free. I have a free sample lesson that you can plug and play right away on marine fish. So it goes back to my childhood when I created my first marine biology math unit study. So grab that, click on that link, grab that freebie, and get started with nature-based math-focused unit studies today. Talk to your child, ask them what they want to learn in science. All right, see you tomorrow. Bye.